Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Monae, and I'm really excited in today's video to share with you all a reading that I felt really called to do today. The energy, I have to be honest, it's feeling a bit much. It is a full moon as I am filming today's video, so I can see why that energy is here, but I really felt called to speak to my guides today and just ask them, what is something that we all can hear right now? What is something that we all need to hear right now? What is something that we all need to be reminded of right now during this time? Being honest with you, I feel like a lot of people around me, I can feel that heaviness. And so I just felt like, okay, if I can feel it, that means it's existing, it's there. And I really just wanted to be that person out there to give you that reassurance, that warmth, and that light, even if it is needed in your life right now to get through whatever it is that you're personally going through right now. I am going to be pulling from today my healing mantra deck. I love this deck so much. I think it's something I really appreciate, especially during tough times. I always go to this deck when I want to feel that hug from the universe, so that's something I think we all can use right now. And also today I felt really called to having my amethyst in today's reading. I think just before I even share with you the cards, it's an energy that invites calmness and intuition. I think life is asking us to sit with ourselves and see what ourselves is showing to us, right? What your intuition is driving you to do, to say, if it's calling you to be more still, if it's calling you to be more active. Whichever it is, I think life is just telling us to sit with ourselves right now. So I'm just going to share with you the cards. I was able to pull 7 cards today, so I'm really excited to share that with you all and just get into it. And I have to be honest, I see some purple here. So again, the confirmation of the amethyst, the confirmation of the third eye chakra. I see some pinks here, so I'm going to say heart chakra also. And then I see blue, so I'm going to say throat chakra too. So those are some energy centers that you can focus on also during this time period. So the first card that I was able to pull from the deck is Demystifying the Darkness. Okay, Demystifying the Darkness. And the mantra states, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. Okay. So interesting, because I was having a conversation with some friends over the weekend about that, about the shadow in my life shows me where light needs to be given. Also, I even sometimes feel like the light in my life can also show me where love needs to be given if there's shadows in those specific areas or aren't given light to, if that makes any sense. But I think someone is going through a hard time where they can't necessarily understand why something's going on, but I remind you to be compassionate with yourself. And I was just speaking with my mother about this. When we have problems in our own lives or things that are stressful, I find that it's hard to do, but the best thing to do is to give that problem or that thing love. I give love to your issues, because that's the only way they will turn to light. That's the only way they will turn to love, possibly, in my opinion. So see where life is showing you light needs to be sent to. If that's your younger self, is that your finances, is that your partnerships, is that yourself. See where it is life wants you to give love and energy to, because it will progress you forward. It will move you forward for sure. I'm very certain about that. The next card is Hearing Inner Guidance. I love that. I was just really heavily talking about how life, I think, is asking us to sit with ourselves more. And I was talking about intuition too. And the mantra states, my intuition flows whenever I am still. My intuition flows whenever I am still. I just filmed a video and I was just talking about that. Like, life always gives us this ebb and flow. And I think sometimes life is asking us to be more masculine, going after things you want, being aggressive. And then I feel like life asks us to be more feminine, more passive, more being, more stillness, more presence. And I find in my life, when I am not listening to music, filling space, when I'm not just doing something without intention, when I am actually quiet and I'm still and I'm present with whatever it is I'm currently at that given time, I find that the presence and that silence shows me, and it gives me attention to look and feel in my life, like what's really flowing, right? Like, what is my intuition trying to tell me right now? And it's in that moment of silence. So, I challenge you today to sit in silence, right? I'm not saying you have to meditate. Just sit in silence. Like, don't put a timer on for 5 minutes and just sit down. You could stare outside, you could stare at the wall. I don't really care, but just sit. And are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? What's making you comfy? What's making you uncomfy? And just flow from there. And I think that's where the intuition comes in, and you get a better understanding of what it tries to tell you, usually. So that's the second card. Now moving on to the third one, we have Unhooking the Past. And before I even read this mantra, I want to say, before I even read it, even seeing the words unhooking the past, I just want you to let it go. I know it's difficult. It can be hard to unhook it because it feels like it's hooked into your life. It feels like it can't go anywhere besides stay with you, and that's not true. I want you to think of your future self, and I want you to think about what they are excited to receive in their life. I want you to think about your future self and think about the love that they're excited to receive in their life, the money, the influence, the success, whatever it is. Think about your future self right now and give them love, and give them so much love that you're willing in this moment to give up something from the past, to give up even looking at it, to give up the attention that it has in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to think of your past as a small part of your life that your future doesn't even have space for. And I want you to love your future self so much that right now you're willing to let something go that doesn't serve you, because you know your future self depends on it. That's how strong I want you to unhook the past. And with the help of this mantra, I think you will be able to do so. The mantra is, there is nothing to regret when I learn from my past. Okay, there is nothing to regret when I learn from my past. Love this. You really can't regret if you use it. If your past taught you something about yourself that you may not like, how can you use that to then make it something you do like about yourself? How can you transform that thing? If it's getting over someone in your life, how can you tell yourself that yes, you did love them, yes, everything worked out the best that it could for the time being, and that it really is setting you up for the best person in your life? How can you look at maybe a bad investment you recently made? How can you look at that and remind yourself of the future investments and how this is helping your future investments in your life? Because this bad investment may show you what not to do further, right? This bad investment will show you how to maybe connect with better people who will help you make better investments, right? So use the past, use what wasn't working to then make it something that works, is really what I feel like Spirit is asking us to do. The next card is the blue, it's the throat chakra, is sharing shame. Okay, sharing shame. Share it. Share your shame, share your burden. I think that's really important because you want to be authentic and true. And it shows you that you do have people that you can lean on. You do have people that support you and love you and want the best for you, and your highest good. And the affirmation states, when I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. Okay? So please share your burden. Share the deepest pain that you have right now, because it gives you permission to just live it, to be there. And I think it's important to give yourself permission to feel your feelings, to feel the sadness, to feel the shadow, to feel what it's like to feel lost in your own intuition. Because when you are lost, you will be found. When you don't know where to go, it leads you to where to go, right? So that's the beautiful thing about life, is sharing. Share your burden, share your pain, because it gives you permission to live it and to let it go and let it move on. The next one we did get is Amplifying Abundance. I love this card, Amplifying Abundance. And it states, abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. That's the mantra. Abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. So my question is, are you ready to call it in? It's here. It's now. Just like how happiness is here, how sadness is here, how shame is here, how despair is here. They're all here. And you might have been choosing some of them for some time. But now I'm asking you, are you ready to choose abundance? Because it's ready for you. It's here and it's ready. It's open. It's your birthright to have it. Even in no matter any circumstance you're currently going through. Even in the space of shame. Even in the space of unhappiness and depression. You're still worthy of it. It's your birthright to still have it. So my question is, are you ready to choose it? And before you even say yes, I want you to really think of that commitment to choosing abundance in your life. Choosing abundance looks like a negative thought pops in your head. Okay, I see you. On to the next. You say something positive to negate that. No, I am confident. I can do this. It's possible for me to do this. It's possible for me to have this. That's what choosing abundance is. So before you commit to saying yes, because I want you to say yes, and I know you will say yes. Before you say yes to welcoming abundance in your life, wholeheartedly mean it. Meaning, if something shows up that doesn't align to that, guess what? You're not going to give attention to it. You're not going to give attention to the past that doesn't really work anymore. You're not going to give attention to, all the shadow in your life. Like, yes, give it love, but give it light. Like, give light to it for it to transform. So that's something I really want to share. The top of the deck, we did get Growing Beyond Guilt. Pink card again, so throat chakra. And the affirmation states, it couldn't have happened any other way. Ooh, it couldn't have happened any other way. Growing beyond guilt. Can you trust that? That no matter what happened in your life or what's happening or what you may be feeling, what's happening to you, I'm going to give you that. I'll let the ego show itself if it wants for a little bit. If you're telling yourself this is happening to me, I want you to think for a second and say, is it really? Or is it happening for me? Is it happening in a way that it's the only way for me to get this lesson to move forward? Because it couldn't have happened any other way. And you wouldn't want it to necessarily. Why would you want something to happen differently when what is currently happening is best for your highest good in the future, in your being, right? It couldn't have happened any other way. So be grateful for how it happened. Be grateful for the lessons it's showing you. Be grateful for the abundance that it's about to bless you with. Really. Really. At the bottom of the deck, it's embracing worthiness. Okay? Embrace your worthiness. You're still worthy no matter what's happening. You're still worthy with your shadow. You're still worthy of when you're not understanding your own intuition. You're still worthy when you are regretting things. You're still worthy when you have deep pain. It's your birthright to have abundance, okay? And that affirmation here is, I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. Okay? So that's the reading. Okay, I really feel like I just felt really called to do this today, maybe just for you. It doesn't matter if this video is just getting to one person, it resonates with one person. I did my job today of sending this message. And I know that this is something we all need to hear right now. Especially the abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. Especially that card, and especially the card, it couldn't have happened any other way. And there's no regret when you learn from your past. There's none. Share your pain. It's okay. It doesn't last forever. Nothing does. So feel safe with that. Feel safe with saying that out loud. Nothing lasts forever. Even my own problems. Even my own guilt. Even my own shame. Even my own regrets. Even my own stress. It doesn't last forever. So feel safe with that. You know? And think of impermanence. When you are in joyful energy, be very joyful. Lavish in it. You guys hear me say it all the time. Bask in your joy. When life is showing it to you, and then when life is walking you away from joy into maybe a feeling of sadness or whatever the case may be, feel it and then let it go when life is ready to guide you back into joy, excitement, blissfulness. You know, it's this whole flow and circle of everything. So just feel safe and know that life is holding you right now and it is guiding you, and you will get through, right? It's okay to look at this past year and feel like you haven't done everything you've wanted to achieve. You feel like there's shortcomings. That's okay. Feel all those egoic things. But then be ready to invite the spiritual things. Be ready to invite alignment. Be ready to invite enlightenment. Be ready to invite abundance. And be ready to invite blessings, because that's who you are too. You know, you are those things, and you can be egoic too. But what do you choose to give love and light to? I want to give love and light to my spirit being. It's okay for the egoic to show itself. I give it compassion too. It's a part of me. But I want to give love to what I really know is going to take me where I really want to go. And that's looking up. That's looking at the light. That's looking at cycles and seasons in my life as good in my life, because they're all building me up to be where I really want to go and where I really want to be. So I'm sending you the biggest, tightest hug right now. You know, if no one else had told you today, I love you. I want you to know that you will be able to transform this situation in your life. You are going to. This is part of it. And I just want to share with you my gratitude for allowing me to be this vessel for you today, to remind you of your greatness. And I always am grateful for you choosing me to be a part of your spiritual journey, your day, even just watching me. So I continue to send my love, my light, and my grace to each of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.